Another year has come to a close, and with it, we have welcomed in a new year without several reputed former WCW and WWE stars. Throughout 2021, we were hit with many tragic deaths of wrestlers who have paved the way for the current generation. I'm Jeremy, and today we honor 5 pro wrestlers who passed away in 2021. Number 5, Blackjack Lanza. WWE Hall of Famer Blackjack Lanza sadly passed away on December 8th at the age of 86. He is now resting with his former tag partner Blackjack Mulligan, who passed away in 2016. The Blackjacks were well known throughout the wrestling business for a number of years under the guidance of their manager Bobby Heenan. From the 1960s to the 1980s, Lanza wrestled for promotions such as American Wrestling Association, World Wrestling Association, and the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, now the WWE. He's won numerous titles, including the WWF World Tag Team Championship alongside Mulligan. Lanza retired from in-ring action in 1985 and went on to work behind the scenes as a road agent and producer for WWE. His accomplishments inside and outside the ring later led him and Blackjack Mulligan to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2006 by Heenan. Number 4, New Jack. Wrestling fans around the world know about the reputation of New Jack and what he brought to the ring during his time in ECW. New Jack joined ECW in 1995 and went on to be a part of some of the promotion's most brutal matches. The star's reputation for violence both inside and outside of the ring led him to racking up a number of victims, and his match against Eric Coulis in 1996 even led to the temporary cancellation of ECW's first pay-per-view, Barely Legal. Following ECW, Jack also worked briefly in Impact Wrestling in 2003. Owing to his risk-taking moves and hardcore wrestling style, New Jack suffered from several health complications at the later stage of his life. He passed away on May 14th of 2021 following a heart attack at the age of 58. Number 3, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Paul Orndorff made quite the splash in WWE when he joined the company in 1983. Managed by WWE Hall of Famer Rowdy Piper, Orndorff was quickly pushed as the company's top heel. Mr. Wonderful was involved in some of the biggest showdowns between Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Junkyard Dog, and several of the biggest names in the business at the time. In fact, the main event of the very first WrestleMania featured Orndorff and Roddy Piper against Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. Although he was never able to capture a championship in WWE, his contributions to the business have been immense, which earned him a Hall of Fame induction in 2005. At the age of 71, Paul Orndorff died of dementia on the 12th of July in 2021. Number 2, Bobby Eaton. Bobby Eaton will be remembered as one of the most technically gifted performers the business has ever seen. As a member of the Midnight Express, alongside Loverboy Dennis Condrey and manager Jim Cornette, he embarked on a lengthy feud with the Rock and Roll Express while in the early 90s. Although he mainly worked as a heel, Eaton was one of the nicest people in the pro wrestling business. As a matter of fact, Hall of Famer and multi-time world champion Mick Foley cited him as one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. He would eventually sign with WWE in 2001, mainly worked as a trainer for their developmental territories. In 2019, the former WCW television champion was inducted to the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame as part of the Midnight Express. Bobby Eaton sadly passed away on Thursday, August 5th in 2021, just a month after his wife's death. Number 1, Daffney. One of the biggest shocks of the year came on September 1st when former WCW superstar Daffney was part of a live broadcast on Instagram where she was looking extremely distraught. The former WCW superstar was later pronounced dead after law enforcement raced to find her in time. Daffney was best known for her career in WCW and later Impact Wrestling, where she would portray a character that WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley described as ahead of her time. Although she worked for a limited time as an in-ring performer, she won the WCW Cruiserweight Championship by defeating Crowbar, becoming the second ever female performer to do so. Daffney suffered a number of injuries whilst working in the business and would sadly go on to haunt her for the rest of her life. Following her death, industry experts expressed their condolences and discussed the topic of mental health. WWE extended their condolences on their website and sent text to their employees to let them know that counseling would be available for them if they need it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels by searching for Wrestle Binge by Sportskeeda, as well as our regular channel Sportskeeda Wrestling. Also follow us on the Twitter at SKWrestling_, and head to our Facebook page, facebook.com/SKWrestling. And thank you for tuning in.